Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, we'll be asking the cards about your future spouse and how it is you'll fall in love. Four stacks for you all to choose from today. Starting over here, we have Rose Quartz, we have Aura Quartz, Clear Quartz, and lastly, Labradorite. So choose whichever stack or stacks call out to you or stones. Remember to take whatever you feel is a connection or drawing you in, and then leave the rest to the universe. Also, you can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps if you'd like to skip directly to the stack or stacks that called out to you. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello to everyone who chose pile 1. We have your Rose Quartz over here. I've already laid out all the cards to get started quickly. I'll go over all the cards that are out here on the table so you do know what's in front of you. So over here we have Message, Travel, Guide, Time will bring a surprise. Next year looks promising. December, we have the Chariot, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Transformation, which would normally be death, with transition and liberation. The High Priestess with intuition and sacred knowledge. The Moon with imagination and perception. Then we have Playfulness with Woodstock, New York. Abundance with the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. And down here we have Padma Sundari with Out of Darkness. The Light is Born. So the first thing I noticed was we have death coming through, and death normally when it's in a first position is a good sign to me because we see one ending complete, so there's nothing left over from the past, and then we see this new approach. And I like that it has the Chariot on top of it, headed toward the Queen of Pentacles as well as the Hierophant, because it's headed towards something that's much more stable. And if anything, it becomes even more stable because we like almost level up from the Queen of Pentacles into the Hierophant, which would be minor arcana like Taurus energy into major arcana Taurus. A good stable relationship. So the first thing that I think will really bring you two together, that will like make you know that this is the one, the things that will help you to fall in love with each other, is the stability that both of you offer the other one. And it's not just financial stability. It's not solely related to finances. A lot of the time it comes through as emotions, as somebody who is predictable, reliable, consistent, somebody who doesn't toy with you, somebody who really expresses themselves well and has nothing that they're like hiding. There's no, secrets. There's nothing that you're questioning, like you don't feel comfort with, or you're like you're always wondering what they're doing. This person is completely upfront with you, very honest, very sincere, very, very, very loyal, because we have the Queen of Pentacles as well as the Hierophant. You see a very loyal person. Like this person is permanent, forever. There's no wavering from this person. Like once they have their eyes on you, they do not wander. They go nowhere else but you. They are on you. There's also an interesting aspect to where we have such strong energy, right? We only have one minor arcana within this tarot selection here. We only have the Queen of Pentacles, and even in that it's still a queen, so we still see somebody who is of a higher level, which means the maturity from both of you very high. You know what the other one expects, what the other one wants, and you're very much on the same page. So you're really like, you're not dealing with a child, you're not dealing with somebody who's immature and starts fights or doesn't understand where you're coming from. They truly can communicate with you. They take everything you say into consideration. They understand you. And some of you out there that are drawn to this pile, I know have dealt with people who were really childish, who didn't know how to communicate well, who had difficulty expressing themselves. And even I know some of you out there that are like the last people you dealt with were just such like disappointments, because they never, grew up, right? They never manned up. They never womaned up. They never became that person that you needed them to be. And you always felt like you weren't communicating well, like you weren't on the same level. And there was a lot of like back and forth that was just frustrating. So with this, we see that you're able to successfully communicate. Even with the High Priestess, there's a higher level, like a divine level of knowledge, of understanding there. But despite all this like really serious, stable, like reliable, good job, good surrounding, good home, like all that energy here, we have such bright and colorful cards over here, even playful, right? Out of darkness, light is born. We have abundance. We have all this like glory, right? All this fun, this adventure. So they have everything you can hope for in a person, like for you, your ideal. And I know like a lot of people will say they're the perfect person, and you know they have the perfect job and the perfect life, and they, you know, they're tall, tan, and gorgeous. But I don't mean perfect by like movie standards or like cultural standards. I mean perfect by your standards. What it is that you want in a person, what it is that will complement you the most. And since we see somebody who is stable and respectful, and somebody who really listens, this might also be somebody who's either very spiritual, very religious, or very like in line with you know, more so like a higher power to ascend, right? So they're much more like, I guess, aware. But there's also this other aspect, right, that comes through with the playfulness, where they're able to be the fun one, the one that goes out and does stuff with you, the one that you feel a strong connection with, the one that will always bring laughter to the party, you know, or just the two of you, somebody who will make you feel seen, heard, somebody who wants you to smile constantly, somebody who has the best, like your best interest in mind. They're always there to be near you, to bring you happiness. And at the same time, you know, it might seem like I'm saying like they do everything for you, but at the same time you're falling in love with each other. So you all do all this for them, and it's a really good like renewal energy. You both bring each other into this new stage, into this brighter stage, and it's very clear. And I think from when you meet, it's very clear exactly how important the other person is to you. And over here, we do have a lot that comes through with that travel and with that movement. So it might be something where either you both like to travel, you both like to go out, explore, do things. It could be something that like it's just a lot of fun, you know, to just go outside. You might like hiking, going to like some local trail or something, or the mountains. That could be something that you have in common. I do think for a select few of you, since we have message, travel, and guide, it feels like there is a message coming toward you, that this person is coming through for you if they haven't arrived already. There might be something that's very like noticeable in your life right now, and you feel like you're being called to it. That might be a sign for you that there is movement within this like future spells realm. We also have time will bring a surprise, next year looks promising, and December. And I'm not really seeing these as time frames unless you're waiting for this person, but I'm seeing a lot of threes here and a lot of fives. So there's like this 3 and 5 energy going on. It could be cycles of 3, it could be cycles of 5, but it might be something to look for when it comes to like March and May, depending on when you're watching this. But December has come through, and which is a cycle of 3, right? It's a 12. So December could be either when they're born, when you're born, or when you'll meet. This could also be a very important month to them, or a very important month to both of you. And it ties you in together. There's so much brightness, so much like fun here. A lot of like lifted spirits, nothing that really is like weighing you down. So it really more so for this pile seems like just a very true love coming through. Something that is more like, it's not built on the surface. It's not something that will fall apart. It is very deep. It's a deep-rooted love. But that's what I'm seeing here with this first stack and that rose quartz. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I do hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Hello to everyone who chose pile 2 with this aura quartz. I've already laid out all the cards. I'll go over them quickly when it comes to this future spells. Pick a card and how you'll fall in love. Starting over here, we have transformation, luck, protect. By the end of the month, 3 months from now, next spring, we have the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Cups. The Shadow, this would be the Devil with self-empowerment and ambition. The 8 of Pentacles with dedication and progress. The 7 of Cups with choice and ambition. Then we have Growth with the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. Magic with Glastonbury, Britain. And lastly, we have Circle Cross of Tenon with rare intersection of heaven and earth. So when I was laying all these cards out, for some reason, I got the song stuck in my head, I Can Fall in Love by Selena. And it's only one part that gets stuck in my head. And it's, so I should keep this to myself and never let you know I can fall in love with you. And it feels like to me with that coming out first, and then we see transformation and also a movement across the top, that was actually a message that's meant for someone. So this could possibly be somebody who's come in from the past. Now, I don't feel like this is somebody who was a past relationship. This might be a friend from the past. This might be a relationship that is evolving into romance. So it could have been somebody you were very, very close to, and you'll reconnect and realize that there's more, or now you're at a place in your life where the relationship can take off, or something true can come through. This can also be somebody that you've always kept in your heart, but maybe there's been a distance, there's been something that has always separated you two, and it's never been able to be successful. So for some of you, that's the case, and we see movement away from the 10 of Swords into a healing stage, and now an offering. And especially with this one, because we see 6 of Cups, that would be my soulmate, my divine partner, the one that is intended for you at a certain time. This person, when it comes out, it means, or this card when it comes out, it means that the person that's coming through for you is now allowed to enter, or it's now allowed to be successful with you. So if there's anybody out there who's like, you've met people and it's been, rocky, or you never really felt that true connection, it's because that person has yet to come through for you. Now, if that's not the case, because then that might not be the case for everyone, we do see movement away. So there's a lot of healing that's been taking place for you and them, since it's coming through as both the 10 of Swords and the Devil coming through at the bottom, as well as movement from those situations. We're seeing both of you having some past issues in relationships. Now, I do think both of you have like equal issues, right? Equal sort of like damage done. So it might be hesitation on both ends as you approach this relationship, because you're sort of like, is this the right person? Is this somebody I should, give my heart to? Is this somebody I should open up to? Will it be successful? But it's a very like reassuring relationship that's coming through, since we have growth, transformation, and all these cards are progress that's being made. It does feel like the major foundation, or the major way you fall in love, is the time, dedication, the overall openness that you give each other, the like support, but never like truly pushing the other person. You're like, you can do this, but if you don't want to, it's perfectly fine. You're always there by the other person's side, so you're able to grow and really value the other person more than anything else. It's like you truly connect on that soul level, and that's why that 6 of Cups has come out, because for this pile, we do see a very, very, very strong soulmate connection and that permanent energy with them as you move forward. I also think that there's a unique quality to you guys that might not show up for many people. Since we have the 8 of Crystals, we see somebody who's really willing to work hard. It's somebody who has the dedication, they have the power, the actual commitment, strength to move forward and to get past issues. So they'll improve themselves, they'll work on themselves, they'll work on relationships. And you're the same way. You're very responsive. Both of you have this like, I'm going to fix myself, I'm going to improve myself, I won't settle for a lesser version of who I am. You always want it to be something bigger. And with that, we see that progress. And I think that's what really brings you all, or it brings you two closer together, especially because it was a choice. And I think the fact that you're choosing to open up to each other, I think is even greater. You definitely do feel this bond with them, with this intersection of heaven and earth. It's like you do feel that connection. And it's interesting because we have the soulmate card, we have this card. It's almost like you knew that this person was the right one, or when you meet them, like you feel that heavenly connection with them. There's also a strong sense of like protection here, and it might be coming from both sides. Like both sides very protective of the other one. Both sides really want to be there, to be a support, to be the one that you know, you guys can rely upon, that you can hear, that you can I think just truly trust. You know that the other one is there for you, that they have their, like, your 100% best interest in mind, in heart. It is everything to them. There's a lot of hurt, like I said, so that might also be where that protect is coming through. And I think because you're so, like, able to understand the other person, because there is that connection, it could be that there is like a, even like almost like you're even more protective of the other person because you know, like, personally what the other person has gone through. But it also feels like here there's a similar style to the previous stack of, like, there's this brightness, there's this happiness, but here I think it's brightness and happiness you bring to each other, but there's like more of a calmness, or there's something where you know that you can take time to spend with each other, or you try really hard to, like, there's a moment to just sort of go out and just be together. And I feel like these ones, by the end of the month, 3 months from now, next spring, I feel like those are sort of like the times that you give each other. Like, you make sure you dedicate like a week to each other, a weekend to each other, something to where it's just the two of you. But we also see like seasons changing, right? We go from like summery to winter, and then we move into spring. So we see that seasons pass, and it's like you're growing closer and closer, but you're also making like really great memories. This could also be, since there's like quite a few like standout numbers here, especially like 8 is calling me right now, because we have 8 with the 8 of crystals. We also have, or 8 of pentacles. We have 8 with growth. We have magic with 26, which would add up to 8. Then we have, by the end of the month, with 53 also adding up to 8. So we have a lot of 8s coming on. We also have some 5s, some 3s. But with the 8, it's feeling like good luck. It's not necessarily like feeling like August or anything, feeling like an 8th day. It feels like good luck. And once again, like cycles ending, new cycles beginning. It's like getting things together. But 8 also is an infinity sign. So there is a very good connection that's going on there. But I feel like they're coming in soon if they haven't already, because it feels like that cycle has ended. So you're in this push toward this brightness already. But that's what I'm seeing when it comes to this second stack and that Aura Quartz. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Hello to everyone who chose pile 3. We have your clear quartz over here. I've already laid out all the cards when it comes to this future spouse reading and how you'll fall in love. I have all the cards out. I'll go over them quickly so you do know what's out here on the table. So right over here we have Earth, we have Terra, we have Time. The time is now. It's happening now. July. Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups. 3 of Wands with foresight and exploration. Justice with truth and clarity. 2 of Cups with union and harmony. For here we have activation with humans discovering fire in Africa. Expansion with the planet Jupiter. And then down here we have Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon with second chances bring success. So when I was laying these out, I honestly thought, how weird. Now when I choose the cards, normally I just put them, like, shuffle them up and put them down so I don't see the cards. But I was laying these all out, and it was very interesting the way that they came out to me, because we have Earth, Terra, and then there's also a mountain in this one. And then we have the time is now. It's happening now. And even though we have July, it just feels like it's like around the time frame that or the time that I'm filming this. It's all really lining up. So there is an odd connection. We also have Queen of Swords with a quick movement, as well as the 3 of Wands. That's also a quicker movement, so we don't see a delay coming through. So there's, like, for quite a few of you, if you have not met this person, it feels like they're coming through. It has a very, very, very strong energy, since there's so much earth that's like present within these cards, like initially to start with. And that to me says that this is something that's not like wavering. So you're not going to like mess up or miss this person. They're coming through very strong. They're coming through. They know exactly what it is they want. They know what it is that they're headed toward, and there's no hesitation. So we see somebody who is in their best stage, somebody who's grounded, mature, financially stable, or at least like near complete financial stability. Somebody who really knows what it is that they want. The only thing that they would be missing here would be you. So they're moving very fast. There also seems to be something about them when it comes to either their zodiac sign or just their overall behavior. They're very like mellow. They're an easygoing person. Now, when it comes to what makes you two fall in love, or what, brings out those emotions for the other one, we see the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups with the Ace of Cups in the middle. It almost feels like an offering from the Queen of Cups to the Queen of Swords. Normally with the Queen of Swords, we would see somebody who's not very emotional. They're not somebody who's very expressive. They can speak well, communicate well, but they don't use their heart. So it's something that's a little harder for them, something that they don't come by as easily when it comes to feelings. But on the other hand, we see somebody who's immensely loving but guarded. So it's somebody who's very hesitant toward giving their heart, but they really like, when they know it's the right person, then they offer it to the other one. So it's one side's just not very like emotional. It might just be that they don't know how to love, or they're worried about loving, they're scared of love. Well, the other one is standoffish because they love immensely but are worried about who they give it to. So that could be your energy and their energy. You could flip it, reverse it, and it'll apply to either side. So the best thing about having that cup in the middle is that it's representing the time. It's representing the speed at which the relationship develops, and it's something that you're very in tune with the other one. You really know like how to speed things up and how to slow things down. You know what steps to take, how fast to move, when to back off, when to really like unite, when to say like this is the right timing. So I think this almost like harmony, this like combining of energies here, like this first row with all the earth and then this one with current timing, it's saying like you're on the same page completely. The Three of Wands would be that movement, and it could signify that you're both moving in the same direction, that you both have the same goals in mind, that there's a lot of clarity when it comes to what you want in the future, and that helps you to really open up because you know that the other one isn't like gonna jump ship in 2 seconds. It does mean that like there's truly a harmony, truly a strength in understanding. There's also movement from Justice into the Two of Cups, and Justice has the perfect balance. So to me, that's somebody who matches you perfectly. If you're outgoing, they are the ones that will go everywhere with you. If you're one to stay at home, they're the ones that stay at home with you. There are things that like you like to do, they will do those things with. It's somebody who matches your energy, but at the same time, if you are quick to anger, they're the ones that will keep you calm. If you are the type that's like worried, over worried, they're the type to calm you down and ground you, keep it peaceful. They're the ones that truly match you. So that's what I mean. Like there's a lot of like a very deep connection here. There's a deep understanding of each other and a really great way to approach the other person, as well as having that Two of Cups, because they're meeting each other like in sync. They're understanding where the other one is coming from. There's no like real like misunderstanding. There's no disconnect here. It's really just a fantastic place to exist, because you do understand where the other one is coming from. The best thing in my opinion is the Two of Cups represents people who will love each other equally. They will love each other with all that they can, and there are no limits. So once that cup is open, it's like overflowing, and the same thing will go for this person. It's overflowing. There are no limitations on the love, the acceptance, the understanding, the commitment from this other person. Now, this card in particular, the Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon with second chances bring success. Now, some of you, there's not all of you, some of you, it might be a return. We have a wand. I don't generally consider the Three of Wands a return. But a lot of people consider wands a return since it's travel. But it says second chances. This couldn't always, like, this doesn't mean it's always going to be an ex, you know, because a lot of you out there have some exes that are like not worth another second of your time. But it could be somebody from your past that's coming back through. So like a friend, somebody like a colleague, somebody from your past, somebody that you lost contact with. It could be them. They're coming back around. They're re-entering your life, but it's in a different way. We have activation and expansion. So it's, you're both on a better page. If this person is re-entering your life, you're on the right page for success. With the previous stack, it could have been like, you know, somebody that was like a failed love or something. It with this one, it really does feel like it's somebody you knew. Like, if that is the scenario, somebody you knew, but it's now the right timing. So that's what I'm seeing here with this third stack and this clear quartz. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Hello to everyone who chose pile 4. We have your Labradorite right here. I've already laid out all the cards when it came to this. How will you fall in love? Pick a card. So I'll go over them quickly so you do know what's out here on the table. So right over here we have Air, Luna, Bond, Waste of Your Time, June. Sometime in the future we have the Moon, the Star, the Empress, the Emperor with focus and stability, the Nine of Pentacles with security and abundance, the Ten of Cups with blessings and well-being. We have creativity with the Venice Renaissance. In Italy, we have Peace with Saint Francis of Assisi in Italy. We have Clan of the Wolf Heart with We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For. So, honestly, when I was laying out these cards, the one thing that really stood out to me, because I looked at the time and then I looked at the cards and I saw 3, 5, and 8, and it was the same on the clock. So, it really stood out to me. But sometimes it means that there's things that are changing around you, but it can also be like prep for something new, because 3s are cycles, of course, but 8s are prep stages within those cycles. So it's coming to the end of one cycle when it comes around to 9, and we do have 9 coming through into 10. So for somebody out there, something big is happening over the next couple of months. It might be quite a few of you actually, but something big, notable is happening over the next couple of months. It feels like there's a full moon involved. But when it comes to how you'll fall in love, we do have Waste of Your Time coming out very strong. And I feel like that's your energy. It could be both of yours. But whatever's been in the past, this could be a relationship. This just like could be life in general, where you never felt like any of what you did was worth it, or like that connection wasn't worth it because it fell through, or it was a failure, and it's like all that time you spent was just wasted. But interestingly enough, it's not coming through that way at all. Like, you may look at it that way, this person may look at it that way, but that's not the case. In these cards, it's saying that it was like a prep stage. It was something that you had to go through in order to get to this new stage. And it could be just to know that you found the right person, like to not be questioning of this person when they come through, because they're going to be very obvious. You do have a couple, the highest couple that can come through with the Empress and the Emperor. That would mean that you're both meeting each other at your like most ascended position, your highest a version of yourself. And it's very good that you're able to see each other that way and respect each other at that highest level. And even if you're not, like, you don't know you're there yet, or you're not feeling like you're there yet, you're able to see the greatness of each other. You're able to see who you truly are and who you can be. So there's a very like pure connection here, a very like promoting and loving connection that's coming through. Something where you are both so committed, connected to the other person, and you can only see where good things are in your future. You can only see what good things, you know, come in the next, you know, few years, the next 10 years, the rest of your life. You can see the progress, you can see the growth, you can see all the benefit that's coming through the other person, all the capabilities, everything. And it's really a very like immensely loving relationship. And I think the way that you two are able to support each other, care for each other, really be the person that the other one needs, it's such a unique relationship. And I don't think I've ever had a reading come out with such a true connection, such a true like in the purest way, like in a very loving way, in such a like almost like you haven't been tainted by earth yet when it comes to this love. So it's something very strong, and it could be because of the past, right? That when this comes through after you know, all the chaos or toxicity of the past, and when this comes through, you see it as such a completely different situation. And we do have peace coming through at the top, with creativity into peace. And creativity to me coming through here is more of like the ability to see the future, to create your own future. And even with this card saying we are the ones we've been waiting for, it's like you're waiting for each other, because you know that union is what helps you to grow, helps you to become the ultimate form of you, but to also achieve your dreams and goals, and to know somebody is backing you up. So if there's anything like you wanted to do in life, if there's any dreams you wanted to chase, this person's very supportive. This person's got this like way of just looking at you, existing with you, that like you feel really like, you know, you're appreciated by this person. And they're very well centered, because we have the Emperor and the Empress. They're both cards that say like they're good when it comes to, in their best forms, right? They're good when it comes to emotions, communication, work, balance of life at home and life outside. They're both very connected to the other person, so it's like ride or die energy. But it's also with that Nine of Crystals and that our Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups, that we see people who are more mindful of what they're creating at home. So creating a nice home life, making sure that when it comes to the two of you, that you are reassured that you're constantly there for each other, that there's not, you know, a moment that passes that you think, I wasted that, you know, I could have spent more time with them. You're letting go of this, you know, so you can embrace the better. I think when it comes to sometime in the future, there's always those people that are like, you know, when is this person coming through? I've been waiting, you know, 5 months. I've been waiting 10 years. Sometimes what we see is like improper alignment. We don't see cycles. We don't see things that are ending so that new things can begin. And I think the moon coming out with sometime in the future says a reveal is coming. So there are quite a few of you that are almost like prep stages over the next couple of months. They will come through, and I'm putting in like 3-ish months for many of you. It might take longer depending on when you're watching this, but it does feel quick, because we're starting with air over there, which will be the fastest moving card, right? The fastest moving energy. So we do see quicker movement with that coming through. There's the moon, the star, and then the Empress. And it's normally the moon follows the star, but we see it sort of like getting smaller as we go across there. So the moon has exposed it. The star now leads to healing, and then the Empress leads to this bigger stage of movement. It's prosperity, it's abundance, it's a great overflow, it's everything you can hope for. So a true connection that's coming through. For some reason, there's something about them that seems just very, like, almost like you're in a different world when you're with them. It's almost like they can block out everything. They can block out nature, they can block out the city, they can block out people. It's just the two of you, and it really does have this sense of peace and clarity with them. And I think it really is something noticeable when you meet them. It's something that you will not miss, you will not be able to ignore. But that's what I'm seeing here with this final stack and that Labradorite. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I do hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye.